Now that we have more than 16 points of health and are capable of getting away from that stupid electric chair, we can actually move on to this level. It's the only level in this game that I will not start with a pistol because, as you can quite clearly see there, I did not have the opportunity to start with a pistol anyway. You just start with absolutely nothing and you kind of just have to deal with what you're given. Thankfully, the secret is there that nets you a shotgun, so we don't actually have to waste pistol bullets on peg cops. We can just blast them away with the shotgun. So now that we've managed to escape death and have somehow managed to move, even though having an electrical current go through us should not allow us to do that, we gotta get the fuck out of here and collect all of our shit again. I mean, we're used to it already because of the nature of the challenge run, but cool. At this point, you'd have to do this anyway, so it's not likely to be any different from any other normal playthrough, I guess. So we just sort of get to not worry too much about challenge conditions because the challenge condition is inherent to the level and not the having it self-imposed. You can piss off. So, as with most other games back in the day, there is a whole bunch of Easter eggs. The first one is just around this corner.
That's one doomed space marine.
And you do get an achievement in this game and the Megaton Edition by finding that for the first time. I think there's one for all of those little bits and pieces. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of atomic healths here. There's just that random person that's hanging from the ceiling. There's an atomic health in there. You shoot that down and there's another atomic health. And then if we go over in this direction, get rid of the pig cops. Of course, they each only drop one shell. It's still enough to get rid of one pig cop. Ow. I really like to prioritize the assault captains because if they teleport, then that's just more annoying shit that I have to deal with. So, good thing about this level is that you get most of your weapons back pretty damn quickly. I mean, I've got everything except for the pipe bomb now, so it's just a matter of dealing with the lack of ammo, but that's not that big of a deal because we moved this bed over, we get another secret with an RPG ammo, and RPG ammo. Lovely. There is another pig cop just around here, where the blue key door is. That's why I had to go in and dodge all that sort of shit. And I think this is our first encounter with laser trip bombs in this game. In this episode, you just sort of find them around the place already planted, and you just kind of have to... If you explode something near them, then they will explode, but of course, as with any laser trip bomb, if you trip the laser, it will blow up. So, you really don't want to be doing that. And here we have a random pair of boots, because apparently Duke Nukem was running around barefoot this whole time. In actuality, I don't think it looks that great, but in actuality, those protective boots will keep you safe from floor hazards like toxic waste and slime and all that sort of shit, so you don't take any damage from it. It's basically like the rad suits from Doom, except that they're not temporary. Well, they are temporary in the fact that they only last a certain length, but they only disintegrate when you're actually standing in such hazards. So there's the yellow key, which we need to progress, but the problem is as soon as we collect it, it opens all these up. So we're gonna wait for one of the pig cops to come in here. And then we just sort of do that. You can jump over them and dodge them and stuff like that, but just letting them blow up where you are there it only costs you about 40 health, and there's that many atomic healths around the place. You don't have to worry too much about it. Speaking of atomic healths, I might as well go and pick the other two up. So there's the first one. And then in order to get the second one, you want to shoot this switch. It kind of takes a while, but the pistol's usually the best option for hitting those switches. Because you're not really wasting too much in regards to ammo. It's just a shame that ledge that you jump off is a bit high and you kind of lose some health as a result of it, but whatever.
some.
Oh god, here we go. Yeah, I don't understand these. Sometimes you just sort of click on them, but for some reason it does absolutely nothing. I don't know if that's some kind of a glitch, or if that's something weird with the panels themselves. I have no idea. I've not had the problem, though, in previous versions of the game. Like, not even in Megaton. So, when you take a body or, like, a dead thing and it gets crushed between a door, you get that. I don't know why it has the need to randomly stretch like that, but whatever, I'll take it. So, there we have some pipe bombs and an extra pipe bomb in case you wanted to use it. And there's a crack in the wall right there. Not that I can really reach it. I actually probably could if I had steroids, and I think I do have steroids, but I'm not going to use them now. Where'd the RPV go? God. And I'm now reminded, actually, I mentioned in the previous segment that I was just going to blow myself up when I got to a secret level and then just restart that on a pistol start. I did a bit of testing just after I recorded yesterday's segment, and it turns out you actually can't do that. So, because if you die, you only have the choice to just rewind back to the start of the level in the same position that you started it in with all the weapons and stuff like that. So, if I'm going to do the secret levels on a pistol start, I'll just have to find the secret exit, go in, and then DN Scotty to just warp to this level that I'm already in and just start with a pistol start. I don't have any problems doing this, by the way. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I don't have any problems doing it because, yes, it is a cheat, but the only effect that it has on me is a detrimental one. I could be starting Launch Facility with a whole bunch of useful shit, but I am instead going into it with nothing more than a pistol and 48 rounds. So, I have absolutely no problems with using the DN Scotty code. I mean, I'd really rather not, but they just decided that they didn't want me to restart a level from scratch if I died. I mean, to be fair, it's somewhat convenient for the people who are not quite as expert at the game, but I don't fall in that category. So, 3 more atomic healths there in case you need them. I only need the 1 for right now. And then, now that we have the red key from that outdoor of the area, I can go in here. And I've actually got myself killed on this before. I think if you stand too close, it will sort of just crush you. Yeah, it's a good thing I've talked over this because it's very ambiguous what he says, and you could interpret him as to say, you could interpret it as the thing saying a kind of a racist quote. So it's a good thing that we just didn't bother hearing that. It's fine anyways. He just says something about no reason to give a shit. But that is your first look at the first boss of the game. Oh, we don't even need to use that. That'll do. Yeah, the thing with pipe bombs is you can pick them up if you don't want to blow them up. You just walk over them like any other pickup. And you can throw multiples and then set them off at the same time. You just have to keep pressing the 6 key to switch over to the pipe bombs. Also, that jump should not have been unsuccessful. That is a waste of time. I only want to go in here anyway, because on the other side is yet another atomic health, so there's about 3 of them uncollected that we just don't even need to worry about. Not that we need to worry about them anyway, because going in here, we're heading towards the end of the level. So, I usually like to explore these just because of all the random pickups and stuff like that. Like having a few extra shells is always nice, and I believe, okay, that's the way we ultimately want to go. So we're not going to go in that direction yet because I want to have a look in these rooms as well. For some reason I sound different. I feel like I sound different. I don't know, whatever. And I got that. And then we just go in here, and there's just a whole bunch of random pipe bombs, which you don't blow up. The weirdness with pipe bombs is that these individual pipe bombs, they only blow up, like, if you throw them. Or unless there's an explosive that goes off near them, of course. Because, you know, volatile stuff. So we just gotta follow this, and it takes us out here to more octobrains, which were once known as jellyfish. I figured eventually we would be discussing Lame Duke, which, if you don't know, is a... I don't know if it's an alpha or a beta, like it's just a very early pre-release version of Duke 3D, and it kinda sucks. Also scuba gear. Very useful scuba gear, the only problem is I'm gonna have it for the better part of maybe 30 seconds. But yeah, Lame Duke is readily available. It's a very shitty early pre-release version of the game, as I mentioned earlier, and the octobrains in that version were more mechanized. I think the legs were like robot legs or something like that, and it was very weird. So this is an entirely pointless door, because by the time you unlock it, it just takes you back here. Which, I mean, you could go back and get one of the atomic healths, but it's not going to matter for me, because the next level for me is pistol start like pretty much everything else. So that's all there is to it. Missed 1 kill, missed 3 secrets. It's not like I was ever going to go for max secrets anyway. So there's our scuba gear. I say nice to have known you, scuba gear, because it's already gone. Essentially.
Gonna rip 'em a new one.
It kind of sucks though when you consider that this is how the next level starts. And don't worry, you'll listen to his line next segment anyway, because this is the end of this segment. This is a pretty damn long level in and of itself, and so I'm just going to go ahead and keep this segment to its own level. So next time we're going to deal with the toxic dump. So see you for that.